Hello everybody, this is Keeley, and I wanted to stop by today and this week and talk about how cuddling and specifically cuddlists can help with depression. Cuddling is medicine. Janet Trevino has been a great advocate for that recently, and it's very, very true. Not only do cuddlists help, cuddling is medicine chemically, but it's also medicine emotionally and spiritually. When we cuddle, we produce oxytocin. A lot of you know this, but bear with me because I'm going to go over it again. Oxytocin is a great neurotransmitter. It, first of all, lowers your heart rate, boosts immune system. It's linked to the centers of our brain that are that respond to connection and trust. So we can trust people, we can connect more easily with people when we're producing oxytocin. It also decreases the levels of cortisol in our brain. So cortisol is the stress hormone. So it decreases your stress and anxiety when you produce extra oxytocin. When we're producing that oxytocin, that cortisol level goes down. So those are very chemical ways that, on a very base level, cuddling is medicine. People who suffer from depression, stressors, anxiety, they can feel entirely overwhelming. And a little bit of relief from that is so helpful. But it's not just chemically helpful. It is chemically helpful, but it's not just chemically helpful. Cuddling also, and specifically cuddlists, provide a really solid support system for clients. They're also a consistent place where someone can get the kind of support that they need. Depression, as someone who suffers from depression, and I live with that. I also take medication for my depression. Having support and having consistent support is one of the most helpful things, because I know even if I call them my brain monsters, or because it helps me to envision them as not necessarily inherently something wrong with me, but just this thing that my brain does. Depression is simply this thing that my brain does. Having those consistent support, those people who are trademark support people in my life is phenomenally helpful. And it can be emotionally restorative to have someone who is willing to see you at your worst or at your best. A lot of the time, people who live with depression feel like a burden. That is a very common thing, and it was very common for me too, to feel like a burden. And you're never a burden to a cuddlist, ever. We want to be there for you. We want to support you. And however you show up to a session is the right way. We're not trying to fix you. We're trying to provide support for you to fix yourself if that feels good. But you're not inherently broken just because you have depression. I am not inherently broken just because I have depression. We can just sit with you and be with you in that moment. And that means everything to us. Your vulnerability in being there is fulfilling for us. So those are a couple ways that cuddlists are a really wonderful resource for people who suffer from depression or who suffer from anxiety. Chemically, we're helping you maintain some positive levels of neurotransmitters, produce some more positive neurotransmitters, decrease your level of cortisol. But we're also there to be emotional support. And we're there to be consistent people you can count on. So, thank you for listening to me. If you want any help with depression, if you want supplemental, I always still advocate sometimes medication is right. I take medication, it's right for me. Therapists, licensed therapists, wonderful. This is supplemental to those things. And it can be life-changing and wonderful. So look up Cuddlist. If you're in Chicago, please come see me. I would love to see you. Or come see the nearest cuddlist in your area. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.